Homestead friends and family, I hope you're all doing well this morning and enjoying your coffee. Today, I want to talk to you about watering your garden and animals during a severe drought. We happen to be in a severe drought right now, so what better time to talk about it? If you're dealing with drought conditions or you're worried about what the next year might bring, guys, this video is for you. Water is one of the most overlooked parts of the homestead preparedness, okay? And it's not in a dramatic doomsday kind of way. It's simply a daily, practical, real life way. Today, we're going to be walking you through how we water our plants, the garden, our chickens, our goats, our horses, dogs, ducks, you name it, safely, how to stretch the water out safely, and how to think about water as a long-term preparedness skill, not just a short-term emergency, okay? This is not about panic. Again, I can't stress that enough. This is simply calm, capable preparation, one step at a time, one drop at a time. Water is the absolute foundation of all preparedness. Food gets a lot of attention. You see that in a lot of videos on YouTube. There's a lot of guys I follow, like Canadian Prepper, Prepper News, God Rules, Sons of Thunder, I think it's his other one. There's some guys that, you know, they stress these meal plans where you can buy like 6 months, etc. And, you know, food is great and all, but water comes first, okay? No water means you have no garden. You don't have any livestock because you can't wash anything. There's no sanitation. You don't have any cooling during the heat. It gets 110. We can get to 100 and the 100 teens with as the heat index in zone 10A here and still be in a severe drought. It happens. It happened last year. Right now, actually, as we're filming this, it is January and we're in a severe drought. So it can strike in the middle of summer. It can strike in the dead of winter. Okay, it doesn't matter. No water also means no recovery from stress. On a homestead, every gallon, every drop matters, especially during a drought. It puts a lot of stress on your well, too, if you're living off, not city water. Preparedness doesn't mean you have unlimited resources. It means using what you have wisely. During a drought, watering habits have to change. You cannot water the same way you do in normal conditions. Instead of your frequent shallow waters or your overhead sprinklers, your midday waterings, I haven't even been doing any of that, okay? You're going to start shifting to your root-focused watering where you do deep, targeted watering, kind of like at the trunk, the base of the plants. And you're going to be effectively, what you want to focus on is protecting your soil. And you're going to be doing it with timing and efficiency. What do I mean by that? Well, the goal is to keep the plants alive and the animals alive and productive, not lush and perfect. So you're focusing on those roots. So when you're watering, you're going to be spraying directly at the base of the trunk and around, maybe a couple inches out, just to hit that root system and move on. Because it's going to keep the temperatures down as well. And regulated in general. So whether you're even in the wintertime, it'll help keep it warm as well. Survival first. Optimization later. We haven't been using our overhead, as you can tell, because the grass is pretty spread out right now. We haven't been doing our regular irrigation either. Something popped in my mind, and I'll try to see if I can remember it during this video. It was about the irrigation as well. We do have a drip line on our bananas. I've been down to basically once a week now instead of twice with the deep waterings because of this drought. Our well actually had been tapering off there for one day, and we weren't sure what that was about. It could be the aquifer. We don't know. I haven't had a problem since, so we're just keeping an eye on it. But you're going to do smart garden watering. You're going to be watering less often. You're going to be doing it deeper. Cloud, quit being a goofball. What are you doing? You're crazy. He's nuts. Deep watering encourages roots to grow downward. Where soil stays cooler, moisture lasts longer. Water in the early mornings, that's what it was. Mornings and evenings, that's what I was trying to remember earlier, was your timings, okay? Make sure you're not doing it midday, 2 afternoon. It might feel good to go out when you get off work and do it at 4. No, try to wait till like 6, 7, 8. in the morning or at night. Try to do it before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m. Okay. This reduces the evaporation and the heat stress. Mulch, make sure you have mulch down on your plants, your gardening, compost as well, preferably. Mulch is a powerful water saving tool, especially right now. Wood chips, straw, leaves, cardboard under the mulch, that kind of stuff. Mulch can cut your water needs by up to half, guys, up to 30 to 50%. Prioritize your plants. Okay, use priority with this. Not everything gets equal water during a drought. Okay. Your fruit trees, think about it. Fruit trees over your annuals, right? Your perennials over your leafy greens. And then your established plants, focus on those over your new starts. This is preparedness, right? Preparedness means choosing what matters the most. Kind of like when you're thinning out your seedlings, right? You don't keep them all in one pot. We'd love to. Don't get me wrong, and I've tried. You know, when you get started in gardening, sometimes you try to save them all and you just can't. When you're transplanting seedlings, of course, in the same pot, and you have a whole bunch of them. During a drought, many homesteads safely reuse water. Sometimes we call it gray water, depending on local regulations. Examples of this would be like rinse water from produce, leftover animal water if it's clean. Can't stress that part enough. Bucket water used for cleaning tools. This water you dump it on your trees, man. You can do it in your mulched garden beds, your non-edible landscapes. Always make sure you avoid your soapy chemical waters though, or your food waste, or if there's like, animal droppings, chicken droppings comes to mind, because we have free range birds, so they're dropping. We're hosing off all the time, not during a drought, of course, but sanitation again, I go back to that. Cloud, what you doing, crazy man? I was chasing the ducks. It's about stretching your resources at the end of the day without creating new problems. Okay. Those soapy chemicals can harm your soil and your animals. So animals, prioritize those over your plants during drought. Check your water multiple times a day. Okay. Shade is just as important as the water. Clean water encourages drinking. Smaller, fresher refills reduce waste. Pot animals will drink more. That is inevitable, just like people, but they also spill more. Focus on your stable containers, your controlled access to the water, keeping water cool when possible. If you have your animals getting stressed out from water, you'll notice, you'll notice reduced egg laying in your chickens. Goats might be laying. Your goats will have less milk. You might stumble upon coccidia and other health issues with your soils, sanitation, health issues, heat exhaustion. The list goes on, guys. Preparedness is you're preventing stress before it becomes an emergency. And drought teaches one of the most important homestead lessons, that water security is not about having more. It's about managing better. Preparedness is about management, okay? You're going to be observing your usage, adjusting your habits, planning ahead, learning what your land truly needs. Preparedness isn't overnight. It's a very slow, gradual, intentional, and it's calm, okay? If you're trying to prepare for uncertain times without fear, panic, or any extremes, guys, you are in the right place. And I want to thank you so much for watching our video. We focus on things like real-life homestead preparedness, gardening and animal care under stress, practical systems that bring peace, not panic, learning how to adapt instead of react. We slow down, right? If that's the direction you're headed, consider subscribing. Follow along, guys. Prepared, not scared, calm, capable, and intentional.